Here's how we generated over 100,000 impressions, created more sales for an NFT project, built a super fan community, all in under 2 months and with zero marketing budget. My name is Leon Aboud, and a couple weeks ago, my business partner and I received a message from the founders of this incredible NFT collection called Chimpers. They got in touch with us and told us that they love what we've been working on and they wanted to find ways to collaborate and create value for their existing community that they had. So I sat there with my business partner Kermit and we were studying the collection, and I told my business partner Kermit, I was like, buddy, it seems like this project is doing everything right. They have a very healthy floor price. Their community is super happy. They are doing everything correctly. I don't think we can do anything for them. My business partner looks at me and he's like, Leon, there's always ways we can create value for communities. So we sat there and we thought, how can we create value and utility that an NFT community like that of Chimpers would find valuable? And this is where we came up with the Chimpers Creator Academy, which in a nutshell was a 6-week program designed to take Chimpers holders and teach them everything they need to know to become killer content producer based on our experience at Unfungible, as we've tested and deployed a lot of these strategies. And what I wanted to do in today's video is show you exactly how is it that we've deployed this and how you can also apply that within your community so you can continue finding new ways and creating new ways to add value to your community, because the more value, the more you can invest in the community, the more that will pay down the line, as you're going to see in the case of Chimpers. Now, before I start sharing my screen, what I'm gonna ask you is please make sure you watch to the end, because I am going to be giving you access to something that we typically charge $5,000 for, that you're going to be getting entirely for free. So more information on that at the end. The objective of this campaign were pretty simple. The Chimpers team wanted to find new ways to create value and fortify the sense of community within their project. And in terms of results, this is what happened. The campaign generated over 100,000 impressions, all organically. We saw an uptick in buy pressure. Chimpers landed on the radar of a lot of new buyers, and a lot of new people started finding interest in hopping in the collection. And third and finally, we saw a 25% improvement in collection ranking. And you want to think of the collection ranking as the authority that a collection has in the NFT space. The metric that it's calculated according to this website called inspect.xyz is community reach, which is the percentage of people that are exposed to a community. And there's a couple things that affect the community reach. Number one, it's the project itself. How many followers does the project? So Bored Ape Yacht Club has the most attention on its collection page. And it's also calculated by the global reach of the people that have a profile picture of Bored Apes. So Bored Ape Yacht Club is number one because it's the most popular project. And number two, the people that have Bored Ape Yacht Clubs typically have great global reach. They're very big and influential content creators. So it's that metric between those two things. Then we have Azuki, then we have CryptoPunks. So then the idea becomes, how do you increase the global reach of a community? There's two ways. Number one, you make the actual brand account go up and get more impressions. Or number two, you empower the community to become better content creator, increasing their global reach, therefore increasing the global reach of the collection itself. Makes sense? Now for Chimpers, this is the historical global reach of the collection. It has always been hovering between that kind of the 20 to 30 range. And what we saw after the Creator Academy is we had a slight bump in the collection, the authority of the collection. Now it's hovering between that 13 to 17 range, depending on the performance, depending on a lot of different factors, depending on the performance, depending on the day. But you can see a slight uptick in the collection global reach, which in a competitive landscape like Web3, being number 15 collection by authority is pretty good. It's pretty good. You're almost in the top 10 NFT collections. And that's where we're going for next. Before I explain to you what was the Creator Academy and why we decided to do it that way, it is important for us to understand what is Chimpers in the first place. Chimpers is an NFT collection that started around this artist called Timpers. He's a very well-known, very famous artist that had one-on-one pieces sold on Foundation and Super Rare. That's how he started making his name. Then he dropped what was called the Bored Ape Chronicles, which were 6 seasons of 100 comic book strips around the story of the Bored Apes. And then what happened, if any holder had all 6 of these chronicles, they got a Genesis Chimpers. And today, Timpers is also known as one of the artists of a collection you probably know about, which is called Nouns. He created a lot of the very famous traits from the Nouns collection. In terms of brand credibility, in terms of team capacity, Chimpers has it all. And one thing they're doing very well is they are expanding their IP ecosystem. So just like Pudgy Penguins, Chimpers has been going hard on producing content on Web2 platforms. They're doing a fantastic job both on TikTok and on Instagram with accounts that have over a couple 100,000 impressions. For example, on Instagram, Chimpers has over 400,000 followers, and on TikTok, they have the same with 8.3 million likes. And you can see some of their videos having hundreds of thousands of views. So in terms of building in the Web2 space, they're doing a fantastic job. And in terms of keeping and nurturing the Web3 community, they're also very well known for what they coined as the Chimpers Adventures, where they have all the holders of Chimpers join an adventure where every day, if you're a holder, you get to roll a dice and you get to go through a certain map within the Chimpers universe. And this allows you along the way to get rewards, get physical collectible cards by Chimpers. It's a very cool, very community-centered experience. I've been through a couple and honestly, every time I leave an adventure, I just feel closer to the project. I just feel closer to the community. Beautiful. Now that you understand the project Chimpers, it will make sense for you why the Creator Academy was designed that way. Because it was a project centered around IP and centered around the founder, Chimpers, a very well-known artist. And because of that, Chimpers had a community very rich with a lot of creators. But just like a lot of creators out there, making content that performs with the algorithms is hard. And for a lot of these creators, their career depends on how the performance of their post is on the algorithms. So because we've done it, because my business partner, Crypto Kermit, has built his audience to the tens of thousands of followers on X, because we've helped dozens of projects build in the NFT space, we are pretty qualified to teach people how they can build their brands in Web3. So this right here in a nutshell is the announcement that came out with Chimpers. So we are entering the golden age of creators. At Chimpers, our goal is to lead this new revolution. That is why we've partnered with Crypto Kermit and Leon Aboud to bring you the Chimpers Creator Academy. Here's everything you need to know. In a nutshell, here's what it looked like. You need a Chimpers to apply for it, and we are going to be picking only 20 applicants. So it is going to be small, exclusive. And by being approved into the Chimpers Academy, you are going to get access to 6 live training modules. You're gonna get a private Discord area with the whole community and us, the mentors. You're gonna get one-on-one support with your content, and you're gonna get access to special guests, special invitations related to content creation. And this right here in a nutshell is what we went through during the 6 weeks, 1 module per week. Number 1, the journey of a Web3 content creator, what that looks like. Number 2 is master level Twitter growth strategies. Number 3 is advanced Twitter content framework. Number 4 is the infinite content framework, so you never run out of ideas to produce content. Number 5 is how do you as a creator overcome the plateau. And number 6, success leaves trails. So what can we learn from other creators that we can apply into our brands, into our projects? And instantly when this was announced, the whole space started talking about this. We had creators like Whale Swoosh, pretty well-known, pretty influential figure in the NFT space, mentioned Chimpers in one of his posts, the Chimpers Creator Academy. We had the NFT Morning Show, one of the biggest podcasts in the NFT space, cover the Chimpers NFT Creator Academy as a fresh innovation. We had high-profile content creators like Legendary write a piece on how your creators are your ambassadors and how Chimpers is empowering their creators. We had people from Polygon like Rainy Reese, absolute legend, write about Chimpers. And we had other content creators like Craig, who is also a Chimpers holder, write about the Creator Academy. So instantly, without paying any marketing budget, we had the whole Web3 space started talking about Chimpers. And the reason why this happened is because this felt fresh for the NFT space, where an NFT project put their community first. And although I do have to say this, we were not the first project to create a Creator Academy. This was all started initially by Azuki, who had their research in residence. It was also rolled out by a couple other NFT projects. But I think in terms of rollout quality, not a lot of people did it in the way we did. And not a lot of the project that did announce a form of Creator Academy before that had the goodwill in the marketplace as Chimpers did. Chimpers had already built so much reputation in the NFT space. They had a lot of the top influencers looking at them. A lot of people knew Chimpers in the back of their mind. So all it takes is that one spark for it to gain traction. Chimpers did not come out of nowhere. So they had all that goodwill built up in the marketplace. And that is, by the way, just so you know what happens in the NFT space, the hardest part is how do you build your reputation in the space. But once you have the reputation, life just becomes a lot easier. But the hardest part is building your reputation, which is why one thing I'm a big advocate of is being a content creator, creating that goodwill in the marketplace, giving value for free for years, for months. And when you do that long enough, with enough good value, people will just start paying attention to you and they will be a lot more likely to talk about you. So these right here were the short-term results. By the way, I do have a pro tip for you that I think we did very well with Chimpers. So by the time we announced who the approved applicants were in the first session, there was only a 1-week timeline. So the sessions very quickly started. Compared to what we saw with a lot of NFT projects is that they would approve the applicants, they approved the candidates that applied, and then it would go on for like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that people would be like, okay, when's the session happening? So what happened in that meantime is a huge drop off in both attention and participation from the people that were approved. Because this was a free program that we give for Chimpers holders, people had less stake in the game. If people had paid thousands of dollars to be part of this, you bet everyone would show up. But our goal was, how do we convert the most people that were approved to actually showing up on the first session? We shrunk that period between the two. Now you might be asking, how is it that we picked the candidate? Because we did receive a couple hundred applications. The way we picked our candidates was mainly based on seeing who was already doing it and us helping them do it better. It's a lot easier to help a content creator become better at creating content than to take someone who has never created content and have them start creating content. There's a lot more friction there. And it's the same concept in marketing. It's a lot easier to sell a new brand of coffee to an existing coffee drinker than to convince someone why they need to drink coffee and then convincing them why they need our brand. There's 2 steps in the second one versus the first one, it's just why you need to drink our brand. So the way we filter the candidates is who's already creating content regularly, who already has the habit of sitting down and producing content, and how do we help these people? So once we've had that as our main filter, all of a sudden, we noticed that only 20% of everyone that applied regularly wrote content, and these were the people that we were able to help, which right now brings us to our long-term results. What are the long-term results? Naturally, the people that made it through all 6 sessions saw instant results in the growth that they had on Twitter. We had Eric right here. After 5 weeks so far of the Chimpers Creator Academy from Chimper by Crypto Kermit and Leon, and slowly trying to implement what I'm learning, my account impressions is up 400% and he has gained 500 followers. So you can see right here with the account analytics, impressions are up to 140K, which is a 400% increase. And he now sits at 7.7K followers, pretty good. And then same thing with Agent, another graduate from the Chimpers Academy. After implementing some of the lessons learned in the Chimpers Creator Academy, this has been my process. Bear in mind, after some algo changes, my stats were actually in the red with -90 and almost no visibility. So here's Agent, 70,000 impressions at 100% increase. And finally, 147 new followers. So clearly the content from the sessions helped the actual holders. Now this is something interesting. Other than the improved impressions and the improved analytics that the students got, we noticed something very subtle that actually happened accidentally. During the 6 sessions, what ended up happening is every week, the same people were showing up to this session. So after 6 sessions together, that was 6 hours. What was created was a very, very, very strong community spirit. People started to know each other. The bond that the community had together became a lot stronger. And just right here, I have a very short snippet of a video from one of the community members sharing their experience. So let's listen to this.
Thank you for everything that you've done with regards to the Chimpers Academy. It's helped me in more ways than I've actually realized.
You see just the tone of his voice. You can see that this Creator Academy has had an even more profound impact on people than what was initially expected from the improved Twitter analytics. And it created a very strong community bond. And just through this, we were able to take the 20 most active Chimper holders and turn those into super fans. And these are people that are going to be lifelong supporters, lifelong fans, and lifetime holders of Chimpers. And right here on the website, I have a couple of these beautiful snippets pinned on the website. You can see Craig right here. Chimpers Creator Academy was concluded this week. I'd like to shout out the team. Right here we have Eric. Right here we have Jivan, another incredible community member. We have Inside, the founder. And we have Shagrat right here, who joined Chimpers community because he saw all the results some of the people were getting. We have Nect, who started talking about Chimpers on his Twitter account. So this really created a long-term super fan supporter base for Chimpers that is going to keep the community healthy forever. So I have two things for you. My first one is the takeaway. The second one is the bonus that I have for you. The first one is, if you are a builder today, if you are building a project, a startup, a company in the Web3 space, my question for you is, how can you create value for your community? How do you give them value beyond what other people are giving them? Because it is by doing that you are going to have the capacity to create super fans around your brand that are going to support you no matter what. These are going to be your ambassadors that are going to talk about your brand on X, that are going to go refer their friends to your project, that are going to buy and support your products. How do you create utility for your community that is in line with everything you stand for? For Chimpers, it was a creator academy because their holders were creators. For you, what does that look like? Now, the second thing I have for you is the bonus. Clearly, what we shared during the Creator Academy, it works. And with Chimpers, we were talking behind the scenes with the founders this week, and we were like, okay, so we have all this incredible content that was filmed during the sessions. The community has watched it. What do we want to do with this? And the founders actually gave us the green light to go share the sessions, the recorded sessions from the Chimpers Academy to the rest of the Web3 space. So what we would typically charge a starting price of $5,000 to offer these sessions for the many communities that we've worked and advised on, we are now sharing this for free with you. I want you guys to be able to bring your creation to life. I want you guys to succeed. So what I'm going to have for you is a link in the description of this video to free access to the replays of the Chimpers Creator Academy, so you can be equipped with all the knowledge and all the information you need to bring your ideas to life and to grow your brand, your presence, your authority, and your impact on X. There's going to be a link in the description of this video. Make sure you check it out. It's all for free. And personally, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to take a second just to thank you for being here today. We are in a pretty slow market right now. And if you're still right here watching these videos, learning, building your brand, showing up, man, I salute you. You deserve my respect and you deserve to win next bull market. And please know that no one will ever support NFT builders like I will. I believe an industry is only as good as the quality of the companies that make up that industry. And companies are only as good as the builders that build them. Which is why, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to change an industry, we first have to start by empowering its builders. I will see you in the very next video. Cheers.